What is the most bogus charge you've seen on a bill? My sister had emergency surgery last year for appendicitis, and while she was recovering in her hospital room, a guy in a white coat walked in. Around 2 in the afternoon, he said he was Dr. Martinez, and that he was checking on all the surgical patients from that morning. He picked up the chart hanging at the end of her bed, looked at it for maybe 10 seconds, then asked, "How are you feeling today?" She said, "I'm fine, just sore." And he nodded, said that's normal after appendectomies, and walked right back out the door. Total interaction was maybe 30 seconds tops. He didn't touch her, didn't look at her, incision, didn't check her vitals, nothing. 2 weeks later, she gets a bill in the mail, and there's a charge for $340 from Dr. Martinez's office for a comprehensive post-surgical consultation examination. She immediately calls the hospital billing department because she knows what an actual post-surgical exam involves, and that wasn't it. The billing department lady says, Dr. Martinez performed a follow-up examination on her case, and that's their standard consultation fee. My sister says, "What examination?" He walked in, glanced at my chart, asked me one question, and left in under a minute. The lady puts her on hold for like 10 minutes, then comes back and says, according to their records, Dr. Martinez conducted a thorough evaluation of her post-operative status. My sister, who works in medical billing herself, by the way, asks them to send her a copy of his notes from this so-called thorough evaluation. They say they'll have to request that from his office and get back to her. A week goes by, nothing. She calls again. They say they're still working on it. Another week passes. She calls a third time, and suddenly, they can't locate any documentation from that visit. She asks them to pull the security footage, or at least tell her the exact time he entered her room because hospitals log everything. They say someone will call her back with that information. Nobody ever does at this point. She's getting really annoyed because she knows exactly what they're doing. They're hoping she'll just get tired of calling and pay the bill. So my sister decides if they can bill for imaginary services, she can too. She spends an entire evening creating an official-looking invoice on her computer. She bills Dr. Martinez's office for $340 for patient participation in unauthorized medical study with the title, "Why Doctors Bill for Services Not Rendered." She breaks it down like a real medical bill too. She charges $200 for use of patient as educational case study without consent, $100 for time and emotional labor responding to fraudulent billing, and $40 for administrative fees associated with filing complaints. She even gives it proper medical billing codes that she makes up, but formats correctly. She prints it on professional-looking paper, puts it in an envelope, and mails it. Certified mail directly to Dr. Martinez's office with a note saying, "Payment due within 30 days, or account will be sent to collections 3 days later." His office manager calls absolutely furious, saying, "This is completely ridiculous and unprofessional. You can't just bill a doctor's office for fake services. This is harassment." My sister stays completely calm and says, "That's interesting because that's exactly what your office did to me. You billed me $340 for a 30-second conversation that nobody documented anywhere in my medical records. If what I did is fake billing, then so is what you did." The manager starts backtracking, saying, "Well, the doctor did examine you." My sister cuts her off and says, "Show me where in my chart he documented this comprehensive examination. Show me what time he entered my room, how long he stayed, what he observed, what his medical assessment was, because I know for a fact that none of that exists." There's silence on the other end. Then the manager says she'll have to speak with the doctor and call back. My sister says, "Perfect. I'll wait for your call, just like you've been making me wait. And if I don't hear back by Friday, my invoice goes to your billing department, and I'll dispute your charge with my insurance company and the state medical board." 2 days later, she gets a letter from the hospital billing department saying that upon review, the charge from Dr. Martinez has been removed from her account due to a billing error, and her balance is now zero. The fake invoice she sent, she never heard another word about it. They just quietly made her charge disappear and hoped she'd forget about the whole thing.